Wait. Let's just pull the car over for a second. I feel like we need to address the elephant in the room, or rather, the 6 elephants. And the elephants are all me, and they're all wearing balaclavas, holding Shayla Lees, and they're all technically my siblings. It's complicated. It's a lot of overhead. People see the names, wish a hunky would, Red Ginger Jesus, and then start typing out a get well soon card. They think it's a pharmacy, but it's actually a graveyard shift at the psyche ward. We have to say allegedly for the legal team that lives in my temporal lobe. But look, my tolerance is through the roof. I'm basically a human-led pipe in a walking narcotic buffet, high as giraffe pussy. Nothing gets in and nothing gets out, except for these 5 other guys. They stay on other shit. They're my blood, they're the only ones who stayed when everyone else bounced. It's a dark, crowded, highly coordinated mess in here. So if you're looking for a one-on-one, that's cute, that's adorable. You're actually walking into a family reunion in a shitstorm, and trust me, you don't like visitors. It's a fucked up sight to see, but it's normal to me. I love it here. The mother of my son's name is Crystal. The female I love the most is Molly. You would think that this theme has something to do with my drug addiction. Allegedly, complex PTSD and its mental health got me trapped in my own world. Mentally, I have a high tolerance to everything, so it takes a lot to get me back to reality. Yes, I know my demons follow me, always in my vicinity. Finna be catastrophe. If you fuck with me, every been jumped by one body but 6 personalities. It's a fucked up sight to see. Woke up in a cold sweat, ceiling fan spinning like a hollow tip, tracing shadows on the wall, praying that the blunt doesn't slip. They say I'm self-medicating, I call it a tactical retreat. Between the trauma and the triumph, there's a war zone under my feet. But the names don't match the faces when you're hollowed out inside. It's that Midwest rhythm mixed with that South Bend psychosis. My brain is overgrown with thorns, I'm dying from the stasis. Staring at the medicine cabinet, a chemist in a crisis. The devil's whispering, relax, but I know what the price is. I'm a walking contradiction, misunderstood inside a shell, building life out of scrap metal. While I'm living in this world, they try to humiliate me, but it failed drastically. Only I got the master key. Shit, here we go again. Fucking hide and seek. My son's name is Crystal. The female I love the most is Molly. You would think that this theme has something to do with my drug addiction. Allegedly, complex PTSD and its mental health got me trapped in my own simulation, stimulated mentally. I have a high tolerance to everything, so it takes a lot to get me back to reality. Yes, I know my demons follow me, always in my vicinity. Finna be catastrophe. If you fuck with me, every been jumped by one body but 6 personalities. It's a fucked up sight to see. Wish anybody would. Yeah. They see the names in my history and assume it's a habit, but I was addicted to the people, not the powder in the plastic bag. Crystal gave me a legacy, a son to keep me grounded, but I'm just messing around, sure you right. Molly had me tripping, not psychedelically. Mentally, she wanted to see how far she could take me. Mental health, good luck. While the world looks at the labels and they leave assumptions right or wrong by a narrative I didn't write, a script I never signed, but I forgot this your life. You play the lead role in my story, I must have forgot. The mother of my son's name is Crystal. The female I love the most is Molly. You would think that this theme has something to do with my drug addiction. Allegedly, complex PTSD and its mental health got me trapped in my own simulation, stimulated mentally. I have a high tolerance to everything, so it takes a lot to get me back to reality. Yes, I know my demons follow me, always in my vicinity. Finna be catastrophe. If you fuck with me, every been jumped by one body but 6 personalities. It's a fucked up sight to see. stimulated. Nah, I'm hyper vigilant. 6 versions of the truth, and not a single one is innocent. It's a crowd inside the mirror, yeah, we're standing toe to toe. Which personality is leading? Even I don't really know. You see a theme in the names, I see a pattern in the pain. One kept me in a cycle, one tried to wash away the stain. But the demons got a GPS, they never lose a signal. Looking for a catastrophe inside of mine is brittle. Don't mistake the laid back for a lack of lethal intent. I'm just calculating the cost of every second that I spend. Trapped inside a simulation, static screaming in my mind. They talk about recovery like I'm coming off a high. But how do you recover from a life that's been a lie? High tolerance for the trauma, I don't feel the paper cuts. I've been forged inside the furnace, keep the inner chamber shut. Wish anybody would. No. Yeah. Ever seen a man argue with himself and lose the debate? I'm 6 deep in the mirror, and every single one of them is irate. One wants to build a kingdom, one wants to burn a bridge. One is hiding in the attic, one is starving at the fridge. It's a crowded room in a quiet house, noise rising. Pills on the nightstand, yeah, they're so downsizing. Cream in the oil, burner blunts roll. Got a tolerance like a tank, I can swallow the sun and shit out stars and still feel the frostbite before the day is done. CPTSD, that's a heavyweight to bench press daily. My reality is fractured and the glue is looking skelly. So don't ask about the names or the habits or the history unless you're ready for a tragedy wrapped inside a mystery. I'm the jury and the judge, the executioner and the priest, feeding every single personality just to keep them off the leash. Yeah, see, that's the thing about having your back. Sometimes the only people who have your back are the ones who put the knives there first. We're family because we're bonded by the same chemical spill. And my brothers, they're just the versions of me that didn't die in the wreckage. It's a dark room, man, it's real crowded and everybody's laughing, but shit ain't funny. The mental breakdown isn't coming. It's been here, living in the guest room, blacked out, charging his phone and waiting for you to say something stupid. So when I say you ever been jumped by one body but 6 personalities, I'm saying you're walking into a pitch black room full of people who stopped caring about the light a long time ago. Anyway, does anyone else smell smoke? No? Just me? Cool, guess we're burning it down tonight. All drugs are legal up in here, son, so get yourself right, you're gonna need it. The mother of my son's name is Crystal. The female I love the most is Molly. You would think that this theme has something to do with my drug addiction. Allegedly, complex PTSD and his mental health got me trapped in my own simulation, stimulated mentally. I have a high tolerance to everything, so it takes a lot to get me back to reality. Yes, I know my demons follow me, always in my vicinity. Finna be catastrophe if you fuck with me. Every been jumped by one body but 6 personalities. It's a fucked up sight to see. Okay, hold on. I know I make jokes to keep the floor from falling out, but let's look at the family we're actually talking about. It's a brotherhood of shadows, a literal cult to me, myself and I, locked in a basement where the sun is just a rumor in the sky. I call them brothers because captors sounds a bit too dark for the everyday civilian, but they're the only ones who didn't pack the bags and head for the patio when the complex PTSD kicks in and the broom starts to tilt and bleed. They're the ones who hold the stitches, they're the ones who let me feed on the trauma, on the silence, on the high octane self-indulgence. It's a toxic little village, but it's my only strategy. We're huddled in the corner of a mind that's permanently seeing red. Literally 6 fucked up honkies in one shit show, just trying to make it through the day. And we could give a fuck less what you think, let alone say I'll burn this whole fucking thing down. Hello world.